Hey guys, I hope that you had a great week last week and a great Christmas. Like I've talked about before, this video is basically just going to be a review of 2016 and just some like really cool things that have happened, and also some harder things. And um, just I think this year for me has just been a huge time to grow and to really kind of enter into God's presence. And I've really been blessed this past year, I think, because I was able to, I was really able to see the power of God in a whole new light. So I've talked a lot this year about house group. I've brought it up several times, I know, and that has really been kind of how I've really come to know God's power. Is because I've been surrounded by people who are like literally just kind of using their life to seek God, which is awesome. And it's just been amazing to see what God is doing just in my life and in other people's lives as well. So I have been going to house group now for just over a year. Um, on 12/18 of this year would have been 1 year. So just about 2 weeks over a year now, and so it's been crazy because I'm like, I can't believe that it's been a year. This past year has been just so incredible, and it's been a great year just to, um, like I said, see God's power. And I think it really started off on January 1st of this year. Literally, clock struck midnight, and I'm sitting in my family room, and um, I literally just heard God say to me, like, this is going to be a great year for you. I just need you to trust me. Like just hearing God tell me, that he was going to make sure that this was a great year. That he was going to like, that he was reassuring me that this year was going to be amazing. And then all I had to do was trust him was just amazing. Um, and, about 2 weeks later was when I got saved. And um, a lot of you have heard my story, and I've talked about how I kind of, my teen years on, I went to church, and I prayed the salvation prayer probably 100 times, but I never felt any different until this time. And that was just crazy, like to have God just like, tell me that this was going to be a great year, and then 2 weeks later I get saved. And I really began to feel the power of God, and I began to like see the Holy Spirit just kind of move through me. That was incredible. Um, and then this year has just been also just a great year of healing as well. At the time of my birthday is on February 21st. The day before, I had gotten healing for my wrist, because my wrist was bothering me for some reason. I didn't really understand it, and I was just sitting in church one night, and they were praying, and I just kind of felt my wrist get healed because I before it was so stiff I couldn't even move. But after they finished praying, I was totally healed. I could move, and then the next day on my actual birthday, my knees had gotten healed, um, and then again in April I had gotten healed again from something, and I can't remember what that was, but I had gotten another thing of healing, another time of healing, and just amazingness. And in June, that was the first time that I had gotten, a picture during ministry time at house group from God. God had really, you know, um, given me this picture of just like a window open, like a window with light shining through it, and just like reassuring me that, brighter days are ahead, that they're coming. And, I literally just kind of heard him say that. And, that was just a small portion of just the things that have happened. Last month in November, I got healed again. My back got healed, and um, I've gotten a lot of emotional healing this year. And um, so many amazing things have happened just through house group and through my church that I've been going to. Um, Not just that, but the fact that I've started this YouTube channel, and I started it actually in September. I think it was September of 2015. So this has been going for about a year and a half now. But I really started over, and I really started to, talk about the stuff that I felt like that God wanted me to share, and that was what I'm sharing with you now. Um, and just this year has just been incredible. Just being able to pray for people and kind of see them healed, or seeing people come to know God. Seeing people encouraged through the videos that I make. Having the courage to speak out in house group, and in getting all these amazing revelations of just things that God wants to share with me that I never would have thought of before. And, or things that are literally right in front of my face, but I never realized before. Um, there's just so many things that have gone right this year. And I've been talking to people and my friends, and I told them, I said, this year has been the best year of my life. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have made so many friends. I have found a group of people who love Jesus, and they seriously want to just serve him and love on people. And, they're just an amazing support group, in the last house group of the year, which was about 2 weeks ago. We talked about how what our highlights of the year was and what our low points of the year was. And for me, just going to house group, having that group of friends, feeling like that I belong somewhere, because I had never felt that before. I had never felt accepted or secure, and just having so much more courage than I ever had before. That was amazing. And just having those days of um, knowing that God was there, knowing that God was providing, knowing that God just loved me so much, was a great comfort. And I think also just really, really awesome things that have happened this year would just be having that, other than just having this group of people and this awesome community, just really being able to establish what I believe in, and really being able to just see myself for the first time ever, how God really is seeing me. Before, I had never really had good self-esteem, and it's still a work in progress, but this year has definitely opened my eyes to how God sees me, and I'm trying to view myself more like that. And I think that was definitely one of the biggest walls that I've broken down this year, was realizing that you don't have to be a size 0 to be beautiful. You can be beautiful no matter what the number on the scale is, no matter what size clothing you wear. That was, I think, one of the greatest breakthroughs that I've had this year. I've had so many breakthroughs. Just not being as nervous as I was, not being as depressed as I was, finally beginning to see myself how God sees me. Um, there's just so many things that have happened this year that honestly, I don't think I can name them all because this video would be an hour long. And, like I said, there's just been so much has happened. But, I mean, 2016 has also been hard. It's one of those years that's also been really, really hard. And some of those things are just like, having a pet pass away, um, losing a job that I loved. A lot of you were with me on this journey of working, and I was working at a daycare. I got hired in February, started in March, and worked until August was when I was let go. And that was one of the hardest things I think about this year, because it was like, I had my whole life planned out. Like, I wanted to be a teacher ever since I was in kindergarten. And this was what I wanted to do more than anything. I wanted to work with young kids, but that wasn't God's plan for my life. And I think that He used that to show me. He used working at this daycare to show me, like, hey, this isn't what I want you to do with the rest of your life. I want you to do something else. And I really realized that, me wanting to be a teacher was me. It wasn't God, it was me. Um, Also, just other, hard trials that I've gone through. Just family, trying to deal with, a job loss, and your family, like, automatically just shoving it down your throat and, basically telling you to get another job. You know, they don't want to let you have any time to recover, to, heal emotionally. And that's, I think, just like, it's crazy. I'm like, I don't work the same way that you guys do. Like, I just can't block things out of my mind. That's just not me. I have to take time for myself. I have to heal. I have to be able to process things. And, if I'm not stable emotionally, I can't work. Like, I can't function right. And I know this. And so I've taken the last few months to really kind of focus on me, to kind of set my sights on the right path, and, to really be able to focus on God, God first and myself, and, just realize that, His plan is better than mine. And, you may think, what's so hard about losing your job? And I think the fact that, I was so stressed during the time I was working there. I mean, I did love working there, but it was a very stressful time and a very stressful job. And that was very apparent in my behavior. Like, when I was not at work, I was just constantly like stressed out. I was always exhausted. I just knew I needed time to relax. I needed time to heal and, try to figure out, where do I go next? And so, here in just a few weeks, probably within about the next week or two, I'm going to be applying for jobs. And so I would really appreciate your prayers through that, and trying to find another one. You know, um, like I said, I'm not the same as everybody else, and my family just does not seem to understand that. They don't seem to understand that I'm not this person who can just literally get over something that was stressful or something that was upsetting to me within 5 seconds and move on. Not everybody is able to do that. And when you do that, I feel like that's when, you really become emotionally unstable quickly. And I mean, not everybody does it, but there are some people who literally will snap and then they go crazy. And that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to take time for myself. I want to, heal and process things and, do things that I'm supposed to do, for me, and be able to relax and, That's just, how I am. If I go through something stressful, I can't get over it in 2 seconds flat like my parents want me to be able to do. And, I think that's the reason why I went through depression for so long, is the fact that, like, I didn't take enough time for me. I was just basically trying to go through the motions and, trying to ignore it. And I think that just made things worse. And I think also, too, the fact that, my family isn't very supportive of that really didn't help either. It's just been a very stressful time for me, just, um, trying to process all those things that were happening, the rape and everything. And, I was trying so hard to, just kind of push it back in my mind and not focus on it. But I think that was what really caused me to go downhill quickly. And, that was hard, and even this year, I've gone through things that I didn't think I'd have to go through again, with, you know, going and getting into abusive relationships and stuff like that. And, it's hard. I'm like, I have to take time for me. I have to heal before I can even think about dating again, because I've tried that before where I just threw myself into meaningless relationships, and that's not what I want to do now. I realized that that was hurting me more than, taking time, calming myself, healing, and then moving on. Moving on and healing, and, then being able to, start dating somebody else. And that was another really hard thing this year, was just going through that, abusive relationships. And, um, so I think that, having family that doesn't understand that you're different, that you don't just get over something that happened, you know, quickly. You have to take time. You have to, like, heal from it. You can't just snap your fingers and it would be gone, because trust me, if I could snap my fingers and all my mental problems, all my physical problems, and all that would just be gone, do you think I would do it? Oh, yeah. I would do it in a heartbeat. I would snap my fingers and it would all be gone, but it's not possible for me. Not everybody is like that. And that's something my family just doesn't understand. I feel like that just being held to this unrealistic standard for me. My parents always want to compare me to my brother, which, I'm not trying to bash my family in this video, but, I'm not my brother. I'll never be my brother. And, that's enough said. It's just not going to happen. And, that's, I think, some of the hard points of my year, dealing with family, dealing with a job loss, getting into abusive relationships and having to wean through that and deal with that. But, when I sit here and I think about the good points, the bad points, I think the good definitely outweighs the bad, and has it been a stressful year? Oh, yeah, it has. Like, just working, not working, dealing with, you know, emotional issues, physical issues, um, stress, and all that. It's been a hard year for me, but I think that this was definitely the greatest year that I've had so far. And I think it's all because of being involved in house group, finding God, and really being able to trust that He is there and seeing Him work in my life. I think that's really helped me a lot. And so I can honestly say that this year has been one of the greatest years of my life. And, I'm really just can't wait to see what 2017 holds, as I get ready to start working again, because I know I'm at that point to where I'm stable enough. I can, I think mentally hold down a job, because one of my biggest concerns always is that I'm going to end up getting so overwhelmed that I'm not going to be able to work anymore. And, I'm just, one of these days I would love to be a stay at home mom, and just not have to work. But right now, not being married, not having children, I have to work, I have to be able to provide for myself. And, um, I'm just praying that I can find a job that I really enjoy, that I'm going to be getting the hours that I desire, that hopefully I'll be able to continue to go to house group as the year goes on, and possibly be able to start driving this year or something, and just looking forward to this next year and just what God has for me, whatever God's going to do is okay with me. Like I said, it's been a hard year, but it's been a good year. The good outweighs the bad, and I know that God is always there, and that He's definitely working even today. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunities that He's given me this year. Whether it's been house group and making friends, and being able to encourage people through videos that I make, through just being able to talk to people. And it's really awesome that I've been able to do these things, and that I've been able to have these opportunities this past year. Whether it's been at my church or whether it's been at another church that I've gone to. um, it's just been amazing, and it's been a great part of my life. And this will definitely go down as one of the best years that I've had in a really long time, which is something amazing, because I want to say about the last 10 years have been like a living hell for me. And, I feel like that my life is finally starting to turn around. I feel like that you know, God has finally got, my attention, and, that you know, He's really trying to come out through me, and He's trying to use me to help others. And that's exactly what I want to do, is be able to help others, that just continue to be an encouragement this next year. With that being said, that's that's my 2016 review, and I will see you guys next year in 2017. Next week we are going to talk about. We're going to start a New Year, New You series, and we're going to talk about. So with this series, I'm going to basically just kind of go through like things that I want to strive for in 2017, which may not be something that you feel like you want to do, but it's just for me. And you can have your own things that you want to do, but for me, it's definitely something that I want to do. And we're going to kick the series off with love, and just I have like a great thing that I want to talk about here. And I think it's really going to be eye opening for some people, and I'm pretty sure that some people are going to hate me and, not want to associate with me anymore. But it's my views, and it's just what I feel like that I need to work on, and what God wants me to talk about. So, with that being said, I will see you guys next year. I hope you have a great New Year's and a great rest of your week, and I will see you next year. Bye, guys.